my bra like I'm gonna find me a nigga today. Yeah, this rock gonna bring me my husband. I get it. I have been there. But what I'm saying is I'm not there anymore. And nothing against the people who believe in that. Just as for me and what I need in my life, I don't need a tool. I need the blood. So if you ain't covered in the blood, hey, you can't go into next year with me talking about did you read your daily microscope? I don't give a damn about what the horoscope say about Aries. What does Matthew 2:2 say? Can you pray?
You know, I support anybody's path. People have a right to pivot, and people have a right to go on whatever path works for them. I support it. But I just want to add some insights. The oldest people in the world, the indigenous peoples of the world, the oldest, are very dark, very brown, okay? And when people find these old people, you know, during the age of exploration and all that, when Europeans found these people didn't have Bibles and they didn't know Jesus, right? And they had a way of life that they've been developing for thousands of years, ways of life that is far older than the Bible. When these people accept Jesus and they accept the Bible, they're worse off than where they were before. They lose their land, they lose their culture, but most importantly, they lose their spiritual system. The woman specifically. Astrology is a clock. It's the way very old people told time. Now, the horoscope in the newspaper, that's just the dumbed down version of it, right? For the masses to have something to consume. But it's a very old practice, older than any religious book, okay? Melanated women played huge roles in ancient cultures because many of them were the timekeepers. Many of them were able to look into the cosmos, look up, and tell what's going on with the tribe. You know, are we going to go into tribulation? Are we going to experience famine? Are we going to go into warfare? They were very, very deep women, but in being conquered, they lose that. And what is given to them instead of their natural spirituality is hero worship. The Bible is hero worship. European males needed this in order to build. Stories of Achilles, stories of Hercules, David, Noah, all this mythology that exists in Europe is about heroes. Melanated women are about spirituality. But to break the back of the melanated women, you give her European male psychology, which is hero worship. Jesus is hero worship. On a deeper level, it's actually astrotheology, but that's another topic. In fact, the 12 tribes of Israel, 12 disciples, is all based on things that happen up, okay? The biggest problem plaguing, in my opinion, melanated women globally is they don't know who they are. When melanated women know who they are, us males, the boys, our life would look different because our moms would know who they are. In being conquered, melanated women's history is erased. So now women like B. Simone think that the horoscope or crystals is foreign, right? She needs the blood of the hero, right? Which is human sacrifice, right? And you're going to eat the body, right? But all right, okay. No shade to her. She just doesn't know. Many people don't know the history of ancient peoples and the things that they call evil and the things that they say is the devil or is actually our power source. The horoscope is a power source for us. We are taught that it's wrong from people that conquered, right? Just like there's groups of people, they weren't allowed to rain dance anymore. They developed this stuff over thousands of years, but when you lose the war, you lose your yesterday, right? And now the way that you see the world is through the lens of those who conquered you. Astrology is a clock. It's how our ancient mothers and fathers told time. That's all it is. You told time this way, and they were doing this for hundreds of thousands of years. People that look like this with big nose and big lips and all that, very old phenotype. We are older than what they say we are, right? There is no birth date for brown people, for very chocolate people. We don't have a birth date, okay? It's important that even if we pivot, we still give reverence to the ancient thing, the ancient way, right? It's important that we still honor our mothers and fathers in antiquity that had practices that helped us grow and develop, and we've had these ways of life for thousands of years. So astrology is a clock. The crystals tell a story, and we respond, our bodies respond to certain crystals a certain type of way. And we know this based on observation of being around the mountains and the rocks and the crystals for thousands of years. We noticed that our bodies responded a certain type of way. So then we started giving the crystals attributes. When the French, the Dutch, the English, the Spanish, and the Portuguese came to these melanated people, these chocolate people, these brown people, that was the way of life, right? They stripped that of the people and called it demonic, right? They turned everything upside down. So what we think is actually good is actually bad for us. And what we think is bad is actually good for us. Hence, that's why people can't figure out so-called white supremacy. How could you figure out white supremacy and bring it down using a Bible? How can you bring it down using magic that was given? It's not your magic. You think they're going to allow people to practice a spiritual system that can overthrow them? The ruling class or the elites, whoever you're talking about, right? The fact that they allow you with no resistance to practice a specific religion, right? Because you can't do anything about their power. You can't pray their power away. And nothing from the heavens is going to reach its hand through and remove these people from their position, right? Our power is in the unseen, right? And this is just my opinion coming from the bro. If black women want true happiness, if melanated women want true happiness, you got to go back to yourself. Not to me, not to men, not to the community. Nah. If you choose to do that later, that's fine. But you got to go back to your ancient ways. The things they told you to put down, you need to pick up. That's your power, sis. You know what I'm saying? But everybody got a right to pivot. And if this is her pivot, that's fine, right? But in the pivot on your way out, pay some respect to the people that have been around and longer than Bibles, longer than Qurans, longer than Christianity and Islam. Pay your respects to how we got here. And we got here because people were able to look up and tell time.